Hello everyone, Satorn here with 5 beginner tips for tiny rogues. It's a great bullet hell / bullet heaven type game. I think these 5 tips will definitely carry through as the game develops, so let's get into it. Tip number 1 is I would disable the lines effect. Makes it look like right here, you can see it going on. It makes it look like your monitor or your screen's like older or the game's older than what it is. So the easiest way to turn this off is to just go to options, you go to video, and there's a scan lines effect. You can click that, shut that off, and then it'll go away. After about an hour, it was cool to have in the beginning, but I think later on you're going to want to shut it off. The 10th room on the floor is very important because you always will face a boss. The things you really want to focus on, definitely on your runs, is getting as many bosses as possible, because once you do complete it, you do get a choice of 3 different items that you can choose from, sometimes more depending on how well you did. I think that's how the amount that shows up, but there's something even more important about defeating the bosses are, and you see here, if we're done, we'll get a crown, and these crowns, when we're done, will convert to mastery XP. This is definitely tip number 2, very important for you to definitely go after bosses. You can see here, the crown's going to go into the fire, the Dark Souls fire, and you see we have mastery level 6. You can click on here now, and we have 5 out of 6 points, and these passives can really make differences in your run. Tip number 3 is a beginner player. If you have the choice, definitely go for stats first. They are threefold the benefits. First, they give you a flat bonus. You can see here, dexterity will give you increased attack speed 1%, increased movement speed 0.5%. You'll also get +1 XP. As you get XP and you level up, you fill up the bar, you'll be able to choose new traits, and traits also, again, will definitely level up your character, make it a lot stronger as you're going through your run. In addition to all that, if you hit F and go into your inventory, if you're using a keyboard, all of your weapons are also scaling. If you've ever played a game like Dark Souls, you'll know that depending on these stats, it'll actually scale better and do more damage. The first one you can see is red. That is strength, which is a dash, so it means there's no scaling. Dexterity is green, and int you can see is blue, and this is C. So it's a mediocre weapon. It's also the first floor. It's not going to be anything great, but as I increase my int, so will the damage of the staff. Tip number 4 are flasks. Don't forget them. They can make or break your run. You can hold down the V key to drink one. When you drink it, it'll fill up one of your hearts. You can actually get more flasks as you go throughout the game. Sometimes gear will give you more, so there's going to be options there, and also to refill them. So again, don't forget about your flasks. Last but not least, tip number 5 is have a variety of items. Even though you want to focus on stats, I would say you also want to make sure that you're gaining gold. You get definitely some keys, and you have some bombs around. For example, it would have been nice to have been able to break this open with a bomb, hitting the Q key if using your keyboard, to be able to have a chance to get some more dice. I feel like we should have a bonus tip about dice since I mentioned it. If you're using the keyboard, hit the G key to get to your dice bag. Dice are very strong. You see here, red dice would let us re-roll the rewards for our next rooms, which would be really cool. You also have ethereal dice, allows re-rolling offered traits in a trait selection. So again, when leveling up, you can actually get different type of traits. Golden dice, lets you re-roll offered items from shops, armories, and boss rewards. So at the end, you can get different type of maybe weapons or gear that you want to try to go for. Obsidian dice allows you to exchange a trait with a random new trait. So again, if we didn't like that other room that had dexterity, we could maybe re-roll and try to get in. I hope these 5 tips for tiny rogues will help you out in your runs. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. They're free. And as always,
for the swarm.